How I feel about this shit, yeah, I can't describe it. I know they mad at me, cause I can't trust the white man. I gird up my loins and did something mighty. Yeah, what's done in private, it's gonna come to light. Speak the truth into these bones and watch them come to life. All my friends are dead, let loose all the plague.
White man, goddamn devil, man. The way he done our people, man, is on him, man.
And the wicked don't stop, trying to adopt, but this shit don't stop. Praying that they fall, wanna see them all fall, not one, not two, wanna see them all fall, that they do not rise. Happy she be when he does your little ones. See, I know things they don't want you to know. Act like we ain't never told you before. Devil on the earth, there was murder that he wrote. Don't worry about it, brother, he gon' reap what he sowed. Don't worry about it, sis, he gon' get it for the low. I wanna see him dead for a nigga gotta go. Fucking with a nation, he don't wanna let go. And also, he don't wanna see us grow. Hang us in the trees, then watch bodies rot. Put us in a fire, man, it gotta be hot. Put us in a cell, man, it gotta be hell. Do you know how it feels when you can't fight back? Weak ass cops don't know about Jack. No, they really wanna see a little weak nigga. But I'm black, all black on my feet, nigga. Martin Luther King had a dream, nigga. No matter what it seems, we ain't free, nigga. I would never join hands with my enemies, knowing that the crackers trying to get rid of me. Ain't no cracker really ever did shit for us. Only give back what they took from us. I only want blood, I don't want your love, cause I get enough from the most high above. Can't take it back, too late for that. Don't cry now, too mad for that.
It's on him, man.
And the wicked don't stop, trying to adopt, but this shit don't stop. Praying that they fall, wanna see them all fall. Wanna see when he does your little one. See, I know they don't want you to know. Act we ain't never told you before. Devil on the earth, there was murder that he wrote. Don't worry about it, brother, he gon' reap what he sowed. Don't worry about it, sis, he gon' get it for the low. I wanna see him dead for a nigga gotta go. Fucking with a nation, he don't wanna let go. And also, he don't wanna see us grow. Hang us in the trees, then watch his bodies rot. Put us in the fire, man, it gotta be hot. Put us in a cell, man, it gotta be hell. Do you know how it feels when you can't fight back? Weak ass cops don't know about Jack. No, they really wanna see a little weak nigga. But I'm black, all black on my feet, nigga. Martin Luther King had a dream, nigga. No matter what it seems, we ain't free, nigga. I would never join hands with my enemies, knowing that the crackers trying to get rid of me. Ain't no cracker really ever did shit for us. Only give back what they took from us. I only want blood, I don't want your love, cause I get enough from the most high above. Can't take it back, too late for that. Don't cry now, too mad for that. Crackers gon' die, I'ma drink to that, yeah.
Selector, wake up! Wake up! Where the soldiers at? Where the soldiers at? Where the soldiers at? Where the soldiers at? Where the black men get together by the thousands and say, enough is enough, we ain't gonna be killing each other no more.
I woke up today in reality, looking at my people and the casualties. Misunderstood for having some morality, but my people dead in spirituality. Lord knows. This is young heat proof from Killer, California. Used to thug in the street with no sense of order. Used to love to press the line, even test the water, and almost lost my life from slinging and hanging on that corner. I learned to cut the grass so I could see the snakes. I had to decipher between the real and fake. And with that shit that manipulate. Yeah, that's what got it on my own. You see me rocking with the Hebrews. UPK is how we do. Stand for the Lord. The mother niggas is see-through.
Where the soldiers at? Where the soldiers at? Where the soldiers at?
Wake your game up, my nigga. Ain't no time for this shit. I know you sitting back. That is a bitch, yes, my nigga. My nigga, I feel your pain.
Yeah.
My nigga, we gotta change. This for the cane, this for the cane.
It's safe to say we curse today, but I find a way, but they do is take away. Trying to make a way, while trying to find a safer way. Face to face, everybody, I've always got shit to say. Great, but I deal with this every day, knowing that we paved the way. I had it at the end of the day. Listen to the shit to say, make me wanna catch this case, or even if they face away. But I know what them scriptures say. We gon' wait on Judgment Day, thinking it ain't coming, thinking the Lord bluffing, waiting on the day it's gonna be hotter than the oven. Though they treat me like a slave, wanna see me in the grave. Hate to see a nigga brave, hate to see a nigga brave. It's hard at my job, but I'll be too wide. Knowing that this crackers gon' get it no problem. It's hard at my job, but I'll be too wide. Knowing that this crackers gon' get it no problem.
One West. Yeah. I'ma do it when you afraid to do it. I'ma say what you ain't gonna say. I'ma tell you what you need to hear. This life, they got us up, man. Real fucked up. Look. Feel me one time. Yo. I know struggle, I know pain. I know my people strung off of the dope to cope with the long days. I know this place called America. I know this place where they deal with us like homeland terrorists. I know this place got us fucked up. I know this place got us positioned so we never try to stand up. I know this place wanna see me sleep. And when it come to my people, they love to see a black man weak. But it's survival of the fittest. And when it comes to the Lord, best believe we gon' get it. Rise, Israel, rise. Fuck the devil for his lies. Fuck the devil for his lies. Rise, Israel, rise. Fuck the devil for his lies. Fuck the devil for his lies. Rise, Israel, rise. Rise, Israel, rise. Yeah, look, this ain't a place you wanna be, where you can surrender from a flea and still be dead in the streets. This white man, he play for keeps. And when it comes to his love, you should never wanna see. I want war, fuck peace. I want war, fuck peace. I want them dead in the streets. I want war, fuck peace. I want them dead in the streets. I want them dead in the streets. Yes, so prepare them troops, because my king come through, he gon' show you what it do. Death to all you other nations, you had a hand in the equation for this hell I be facing. See, man, y'all think it's a game when we bring it to you like this, man. I gotta give you the truth. When they lie to you, you love the lies because it tastes sweet. Well, this truth bitter. It hits you straight in the core, man. But you need it. One West shit.
One West. It's the 50th, man. You know. Cult leader. Yeah. We speak the truth, but we cult leader. Yeah. Well, bitch, and I'm a cult leader. Yeah. Well, bitch, and I'm a cult leader. Yeah. One word. They say I'm in the cult. They say a nigga lost, but I done lost it all. Family and all, they get involved. They just wanna ball. Some wanna stall. Back against the wall. We gon' show them all. I don't wanna be here. Land of the slaves. We are not afraid. We are not the same. I done seen death, nigga, looking in his eyes. Pull up. Them devils gon' cry. I don't wanna side, nigga. I just wanna ride. I don't wanna hide what I really feel inside. Them devils gonna pay for what they did to mine. Look me in my eyes. I want 7 wives. I want 7 kids. I want them to know that it was no hoe, that it was no joke. This is how it go. I do it with notation. I mean no hesitation. Come on, Lord, we waiting. Look at what they saying. I can't let it be. I can't turn the cheat for what they did to you and what they did to me. They say I'm in the cult. I guess I'm in too deep. I guess it's really deep, but then it really needs to be. Forever it's One West. Forever we the best. You don't want to test. It's only One West. Cult leader. Yeah. We speak the truth, but we a cult leader. Yeah. That bitch now cult leader. Yeah.
Hey, Shalom Israel, what's going on? It's Cap Good Dog Heart, man. You tuning in right now to West of One West.
What's going on? You know me and my niggas gon' fuck all. You know us, you see us, man. Ain't no hiding no more. We gon' ball, nigga. Fuck wrong with you, man? Me and all my niggas gon' ball. Fuck a little bit, we want it all. Pay me what you want me, don't stall. I just wanna see my ops fall. Me and all my niggas gon' ball. Fuck a little bit, we want it all. Pay me what you want me, don't stall. I just wanna see my ops fall. Me and all my niggas need a break. They do. With 100 in the safe and 100 in the bank. We just waiting on the sky to break. So yeah, until then, nigga, yeah, we gon' make a way. I ain't gotta know where you stay. No, I don't. The Lord will really kill you where you lay. You better for they don't play. They don't play. Niggas really bad day. They do that. I'm U.P.K. Isn't it me? I don't know. Niggas talking shit. They would never say it. No, they won't. Because I'm that's true. If you know I'm on my way, I'll be riding. Not do you know I'm on my way? I'll be sliding. Me and all my niggas gon' ball. Fuck a little bit, we want it all. Pay me what you want me, don't stall. I just wanna see my ops fall. Me and all my niggas gon' ball. Fuck a little bit, we want it all. Pay me what you want me, don't stall. I just wanna see my ops fall. So let a nigga touch, let a nigga think that we weak. Nigga, yeah, you know we play for keeps. If you ain't feeling this, then you sleep. Tell me how you sleeping all this heat. Ay, new niggas, ay, please take a seat. Learn at a real nigga feet. More tracks coming, niggas deep. Cause I've been really writing in my sleep. Look what this bitch did to me. It's like she ain't really do a thing. Should've known that that bitch was just a fling. I can never fuck up on a thought. I've been thinking on this shit a lot. It got me feeling like I'm lied. I know what it is and what it's not. Me and all my niggas on top. Me and all my niggas go off. Pay me what you want me, don't stall. Just wanna see my me and all my niggas gon' ball. Fuck a little bit, we want it all. Pay me what you want me, don't stall. I just wanna see my ops fall.
You know that you are as cold as ice to me. You know that you are.
Let me take a second, we reflecting with the light, but this the life, I fucking love it. Wouldn't trade it to be white, now that's alright. I got to write it, birth the devil's redefining work.
Someday you'll pay the price.
No, I don't break a fold, I eat and bake the dough, then recreate the flow. They think they making dough, what they forsake is so essential. Over lentils, get your issue. Guess who's on this instrumental with you? I gives a damn if we was family, view unread and call it spam. I'm not a fan of Antichrist, they slayed the man. I swayed the Tim like here I am, the son of Sam is taking shot to David Berkowitz. Pussy.
Someday you'll pay the price.
A different discipline existed than this. New York state of mind, say since. Not no, not the actor, but the year he's ever. Not one thing in mind to grind until this gavel turned his words to mirth from Babel.
You know that you are as cold as ice to me. You know that you are.
It's the one West.
like a factory, running like an athlete. You want it, but you passion. Raging like that, yeah, time I hawk in the patch it. Quick to kick a bitch out of house like Queen Vashti. Replace her with a nasty daughter of Zion. And take sorters up bygones, be bygones. It's triathlon with the mastodon. And cheese to put my crack on. Don't get me started about things I'ma do to this vagabond. Feed him to my cyber mom. Heat him with the Gallagher knees. Be ripping out your tongue, breathing good bitch without a lung. Cash you in out of darkness, your carcass is a pile of them. I'll kick your Shurigan all of 2020. So we be on the lead village, bitches west of one west. I pass it off, test it off at a bridge success. Often I live with regrets, but now it's all new cut. All of that shit was a sister acting 50 loop. King La Cooper getting all black trooper. Started from the bottom, now we here like the roofer. Cleaner than a loofah, fuck Martin Luther. Clinging to a dream with how the white boys shoot you. Make a bleep out of blooper. Whole big as my girl's trooper. No way to suit you. What you hearing right now is the motherfucking future. Pray you understand my caress and point everywhere. Make a purpose, the verse is supreme. Clean octane. Ain't not playing gauge, stop it to upgrade. They generated vipers, only living by desire. We intimidate the liars, cause the kingdom is inside us. Paul, born again without a price. Judging angels, that's gangsta and righteous as fuck.
Really serious and you're looking for a Christ man, the one who anointed with the Lord, with the Spirit of the Lord, to do his will, I'm that nigga.
One West, 125th Street. Look, y'all put y'all faith in presidents like they gon' change this country. Run the league and let y'all play cause y'all gon' make a money. Fuck Obama, he ain't come here on cargo slave ship. What the fuck he do for blacks in his administration? I'm waiting, patient like a saint. Black, Hispanic, Native, they hate your ass the same. Paint Christ in they image, paint you as a slave. God ain't all love, scriptures say he hate. African soul niggas, they know we not the same. School to prison pipeline to get you off the streets. Put you in the cell, toilet connected to the sink. Molested as a kid, she prostituted as a teen. The byproduct of Martin Luther King dream. They just took the yoke off, my nigga, we ain't free. We live in bleak in these wastelands of poverty. If you don't know the truth, then the lie sound promising. Prophecy, gift and the curse. Dylan started killing, they was sitting in church. Black folk forgave them, man, this shit is absurd. You should never let your enemy. Ain't no need, you better die in glory. Man, I joined the youth. He records out, pops back to life. Somehow I still found the truth. No snow. Out on the leaves, body swing hung from a noose. I was on a run in Nashville, I knocked out the school class being held by the shot on my life. I want to be a gangster like a child. Do this for my brothers, real brotherhood. Everything we do, we got it out this book. Ain't got nothing against them. That's another religion. If it ain't under your heart, ain't be murdered by got a hook from your honor. Look, that's the way out for the mob. Lord, they indoctrinated. Wolf and sheep in back guilty. Breaking order. Can't let them trick me up. I got others that organizations. I got the name change, it was life changing. My family thought it was a game. Put on all black, they said I was going through a phase. It's more of us in jail than it was slaves. Chose by the Lord, we could never be the same. Soon as they born, the wicked go astray. They left the truth, they wasn't with us anyway. Niggas weak, they just saying anything to be truthful. We don't want no cowards anyway. Look, coronavirus, that's a plague. You don't get too much sleep when you waking up the dead. First camp, I cut off all my dreads. I took an oath when that oil hit my head. Niggas capping like they lids. I'm a priest, I never stick no fork in no pig. I was dead till I found out how to live. This brotherhood taught me how to be a man.
I came back to my roots, I had to dig. A couple gaps I had to bridge. I got a rib, I'm married to this work. You wanna serve the Lord, he ain't in the Christian church.
Shalom, Cap. Kind out of one kind.
One West.
No sweat.
I'm coming back with the bitch, like Tobias did. In the background with the blacksmith iron in. I'm the good shepherd, you're a higher land. The Lord is a man of war, surely he requires men. Plenty crowns on his head, the Messiah kid weeping and gnashing the teeth, bring your violence. I control the brains of behemoth and Leviathan. Iron sharpens iron, I'm on fire with the iron fist. I keep it 125, I don't front, nigga. I keep my sword and a shovel when I hunt, nigga. I stay wise as a serpent, gentle as a dove. Fuck God is all love, nigga. Give it up. I'm in the club on Shamar, no departure. Quick to pull the arrows out the quiver like an archer. King Arthur, with the knights of the round equipping brotherhood or weapon, you should never lay it down. Throw the bad, no cap, let's do some. Sharpen that sword, that motherfucker gruesome. Drop nukes on the Duke's Rasputin. I don't want shorty if shorty ain't too some. Throw the bad, no cap, let's do some. Sharpen that sword, that motherfucker gruesome. Drop nukes on the Duke's Rasputin. I don't want shorty if shorty ain't too some.
Fully automatic ball status.
Damn, man, what you have to do them like that?
If I could train a dragon, I could dance or tame a lion. Any climate, and I'm shining like a diamond out of Zion. Been a tyrant, never silent. My retirement's desire, but my dwelling place is fire, fitting for my attire. If I could aim any higher, I hit the Allah higher. My asylum is in the bottom, of fringes in the bottle. Wobble, wobble, shaking. Taking the city with a trunk, cause it's one big titty bitch ready to get fucked. From the front to the back, we never stumble, never lag. While they recover from the Sabbath, we on the streets wreaking havoc. Bringing terror from above, this is Thanos gripping the glove with those monos, dripping with blood from the scripture, stitching one W, nigga. I'm here to trouble you, problems, then I'm a troubleshoot. Rich niggas won't fuck with you, my people so uncomfortable. Usher you to the upper room, truly we the untouchable. Fully automatic ball status. Fully automatic ball status. Fully automatic ball status. Fully automatic ball status. Fully automatic ball status.
I'm bright, but it's West. All this camouflage on me, I'm okay. UPK going, I ain't far-fetched. Niggas want world peace like Ryan Ortez. Hey, took it and ran with it. The old me had to die for me to transition. All the churches closed down, it's a pandemic. But UPK in every hood like a transmission. You could think the general, I am the bar. Niggas running out of time like I out of more. Red cup, black label, I'm a connoisseur. I'ma leave it wet if I draw the sword. Nigga, this the code of conduct. Put on all black, get some rank, I know he solid. She ain't gotta get naked, she know she popping. We was yelling bag up way before the virus. Hey, most high Christ, this type of life ain't for the weak, you gotta sacrifice. Give it up. We sin unaware. Niggas go against the grain like they cutting hair. But I'm a priest and prophet, I gotta teach. You might not get to see me 7 days out the week. You got questions, we got breakdowns. UPK about to spread like a breakout. Refuse, this is safe house. Hey, not too many take this road, but it's a safe route. Babylon gon' fall, just let it play out.
Yo. Give a fuck if you niggas frost, man, we been the coldest. Yeah, I serve with YAHANNA and he ain't never folded. And find me up at the top with the crown molded. And I been tried through the fire and I was found golden. Niggas thought we was lost, but we was bound stolen. We the cream of the crop and you the semicolon. Pause. This a flawless victory. And we gon' run with the law for a couple centuries. This shit is big to you, for me it's elementary. Schoolmaster, all about my history. You a Christian, lower than a centipede. Watered down niggas, I ain't never chased my Hennessy. I keep it trill. Y'all
liability, grown man, and let's call it heavy, y'all. I keep it true. I keep it true. I keep it trill.
You already know what it is, man. It's one way and one west. You hear me? Never trust a bitch born on her birthday. I'm a shit talker, she never seen a real nigga, this her first take. Shield of David on me, I ain't Jewish though. I don't like Christian spirit, they move me wrong. You ain't in the truth, nigga, prove me wrong. I don't fuck with any type of bitch, all unruly hoes. Yeah, price going up. It ain't tequila in the bottle, don't even pour it up. Life's a gamble, I'm casting lots. Yeah, you got a natural bitch, no cash, dog. No, she gotta be in order with me, I'm an asshole. My life drill, but this ain't savage life.
All right, clap it up, clap it up. All right, welcome, Officer 5000 Azam from New York. Officer 5000 THAWADAH, YAHANNA.
Yes.
Right. I'm Officer 1000 Abadawan and Officer 500 Ayadwan. I'm watching you outside Rakasa. All right, so today now we're talking about the Most High's creation. A lot of people have doubts because they don't understand the scriptures. So they doubt and say, this some is not doubt, some is deliberate, because our oppressor, knowing that why if there is really a God, I am screwed. So they come up with theories like this earth was created by chance. There was a big bang. But that really comes from them they are hoping and earnestly trying to convince every mankind that there isn't a God. This earth was scientifically created on its own. Because really and truly, if there's a God, dog yam feed them supper, so to speak. So, we are disproving that theory today, talking about God really created this heaven and this earth. All right. So, any input from the brothers before we get into the scriptures?
God, I hope you can hear me okay. I'm back on the disturbing you guys. Yeah, I mean, you also have the Christians that travel to the Middle East and they found Noah's Ark on Mount Ararat, just like the scripture said it would be there. All the evidence here. And then things like Abedar was saying, you have people that want to try and say that it's fake, or they want to try to say that it's fake news because they cannot believe that God is real, or else they think that they will be screwed per se, right? And these are all of the LGBT members who all grew up in the Catholic Christian churches, grew up believing in a God, indulge in a sin where they in their belief they're damned to hell under the ground in their religious belief, which is, of course, in the Bible there's no hell under the ground, but this is their belief. And to try to block out their perceived faith, they try to take all of the things that prove that God is real and try to make it as if God is not real, somehow to make everyone else believe God is not real, to appease them and their sin, which is why Christ said, if a man tried to save his own life, he shall lose his life. But for all the others who give up their lives, pertaining to those who give up their families and give up their belief and give up everything that the world has to offer to keep us away from the Most High, and then, I'm paraphrasing, then that man shall be saved. The man that gives up his life shall be saved. But those Christians who try to eliminate the concept of God out of the earth in hope that they can save themselves today, right now, on the earth, right? they're trying to save themselves, those men will not be saved. You know what I mean? Anytime Abadawan wants to chime in, you know what I mean, or it's Abadawan's class, you know what I mean, just take the lead anytime you want. I'll just add anything. Yeah, I'm gonna send this the article to Guide One in the meantime also, all right?
Salakia, sir. Send it in the, can you access the private chat?
Okay. Okay, let me do that right now.
Can one can.
Can.
All right. Any input from you, Officer Sawap, before we go into the scriptures? Officer Sawap Yala, any input from you?
I think his phone is on. His system is on mute. So up here, all right.
Look like him freezing up too.
Okay. So see what's on Noah's Ark. Okay. So I'm okay. Let me see if I can send this link here to Guide One, right? I'm gonna send it two. Right? There's one of Noah's Ark, and I have the other one on the Red Sea. But I know we want to do more of the Noah's Ark because that's pertaining more to the beginning, as per the topic that Officer Abadawan gave us. All right.
Right.
Cancer.
Yeah. So these right here, I put these in my bookmark. All right. On Google, you know, you can bookmark whatever website you come across. So I have them always, just in case. You know, it's need to go to camp. You know what I mean? I don't have to be scrambling or searching anywhere. You know what I mean? I just get a brother, pull out his tablet, pull out his phone, and he click the bookmark, and the next thing you know, magic, we have evidence in seconds who people who want to come against the truth. You know what I mean? I have a stock full of bookmarks. Anytime Commander YAHANNA brings something out on the America on Fire radio show, or previously the Blackwatch radio show, or previously the Grill radio show, I save all those. I save everything. I save every precept. I log every precept into yeah.
So Salakia, I don't mean to cut you off, but just to tell you that, you know what I mean, that's what I start to do. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Save all these articles and things in a bookmark, you know? Salakia, sir, the second article where you send me, it's saying server hour error.
Okay, so ignore that one.
Cancel.
Yeah, save that one then, you know. The second one was for the they found the chariots of Egypt under the Red Sea.
Okay,
you know what I mean? The chariots of Egypt that chased Moses into the Red Sea when the Red Sea split. Those chariot wheels and everything is still under the sea. It's still there, right? So we have an article right here, right? Pertaining to what Abadan was talking about with the beginning and people trying to disprove the Bible, right? This is evidence that the Bible is real and the creation story is real, right? And then we're gonna go into Genesis as a priest officer Abadan wanted, all right? Go ahead when you can. See if you can scroll down to the text here, Babu Shah.
This says Josephus and Noah's Ark and Lot's wife.
Right, so now
it says
Josephus, right? Josephus is a famous historian, right? From a long time ago, right? From the time of the Roman empires, right? And of course, we in 2023, so we are more further away in history from Noah's Ark. Josephus was 2,000 years closer to Noah's Ark and the information back then. This is before the internet. This is before people were really just moving around the earth and taking souvenirs out of everything that they find. All right. Abadah, do you want to go into this article now, or do you want to go to the scriptures first and then come here?
Whichever way. We can start with that. Start with the article.
Okay, no sweat, no sweat. So if Kayadwan, if you can please read in Kayadwan, all right? Right.
Canada one can, sir.
See if you can blow it up a little bigger too on your page. See if you can go to the page where you had this from and click the magnifying glass. So it blows up bigger. There you go. That's good. That's good. There you go.
Canada one can. This says
Yeah.
Josephus was a first century Jewish historian who was born in Jerusalem not long after.
At this time in history, in the first century, there was no such thing as a Jewish man, right? But this is how history has the imposters as the Jews, and they have we as Negro African slaves, all right? So when they see in some other language, Judites or Jew, today they put this into today's terminology.
Right.
So this man was not Jewish. He was not white at all. This man right here, Josephus, was a Negro man. Right. And of course, in the book of Josephus, they say they put the U.S. at the end of their name because it's Greek Roman culture. So his name would be Joseph.
Joseph.
All right. YAHANNA. Khan. Keep reading.
Josephus was a first century Jewish historian who was born in Jerusalem not long after the crucifixion of Christ.
Right. So this man lived in a time that was close to the crucifixion of Christ. And he's a historian. Meaning what? This is not a religious piece of information here. The history book that he has is not religious. You see what I'm saying? Because he's not a religious figure. He doesn't even say if he worships God. He doesn't say whether he worships the God of the Bible or whether he worships the Greek gods or the Roman gods. It just says that he's a historian. Right? Keep reading.
And wrote toward the end of the first century.
Right. So now we have time and we have place. Keep reading.
His primary work seems to have been the Antiquities of the Jews.
And that book called Antiquities of the Jews is not the Bible.
Right.
It's a history book. All right. And that book is translated today into English. Anyone can get it. The only thing is, it's a lot of pages, and black people don't like to read because we learned in slavery to not read. We learned in slavery to not read the Bible. You know what I mean? In slavery, we learned to read all the things that is good for work. You know what I mean? Benjamin Banneker was a black man who created the architecture, a slave, who created all the architecture to build the White House and the roads in Washington, D.C. George Washington Carver, George W. Carver was a black man in Ohio who could read, invented the vehicle, invented the combustion engine. He was a slave in Ohio. Right? Now, without black slaves in America, you wouldn't have a vehicle in China. That's George W. Carver, right? Onesimus. Onesimus was a slave, right? Who was owned by a Christian pastor called Cotton Mather, right? He was into science and he would read scientific books. And he invented the vaccine. He was the first man who came across the vaccine. He was a black man, he was a slave. Invented the vaccine, but not allowed to read the Bible.
Right.
So we can read science, we can read engineering, we can read blueprints, we can read plans, but we can't read the Bible. Right? Keep reading.
Which is a history, which is a history of the Jewish people written for the Gentiles.
Go ahead.
which is a history of the Jewish people written for the Gentiles of the time that follows the Old Testament as we know it.
Right. So of course, in the Old Testament, the rules were if you did not go to the Passover, you was cut off from the nation. You couldn't be here. You had to go live somewhere else. You know what I mean? It's no different than like in Jamaica, how if one of the family members is an LGBT member, you would shun him. You would have to go move into Kingston somewhere.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? He would have to leave. Right? Well, that thing in us that made your LGBT family member leave is the same thing in us, where you was an LGBT member back then, and we tried to save you from death, or you didn't go to the Passover, you didn't do the Day of Atonement, we pushed you out and you had to go move somewhere else where your lifestyle was tolerated. Or you worship other God, we pushed you somewhere else where your lifestyle was tolerated. And a lot of our people, we went to Rome, right? You went to Rome, whether they came and took you in and you went to them, or before that, you went to China. Wherever you ended up in captivity was because you loved those people, and you ended up in captivity there through the breaking of your laws, right? So he's talking about the Gentiles of this time, right? And number one, this is the history for not for all people, as the Bible itself is a history book, and it's not a history book or even a religious book for all people. This book was only written to the Israelites, as it says, "Thus saith the Lord Moses unto the children of Israel." Thus saith the Lord Moses unto the children of Israel. Christ saying, I go not in the way of the Gentiles, but go to the lost sheep of the house of Israel. Go to the tribe of Israel. Peter saying, even I am from the tribe of Benjamin, of the tribe of Israel. Right?
That's right.
The Bible is a book on how to worship as an Israelite. It's not for all people. All people got their own ways of worship and religion. Keep reading. And their own history too. And their own Indian scrolls, or their own Chinese scrolls, or their own African writings and scrolls. Keep reading.
Gunner one gun. Some interesting things jump out to me as I read through this. Two of them are related to Noah's Ark and Lot's wife turning into a pillar of salt.
Mm-hmm. So what this historian is saying, there is evidence from Sodom and Gomorrah. Go back again. Go back up a little bit.
Gunner one gun. It says, two of them are related to Noah's Ark and Lot's wife turning into a pillar of salt.
Right. So two of these things are about Lot's wife and turn into a pillar of salt. And said Noah's Ark too, right? So these things are accounted for in history to this place, to this day. Sodom and Gomorrah don't grow grass today. Today, right now. The grass will go all around the outside and the outside areas, but Sodom and Gomorrah, where the Lord made fire fall down from heaven, brimstone fall from heaven down there, grass don't grow there today because something actually happened, regardless of what any atheist wants to say. Keep reading.
Gunner one gun. In the Antiquities of the Jew book, volume 1, chapter 3, he includes the account of the flood.
Hold on. Here's a definition of antiquity, right? It says the ancient past, right? Especially the period before the Middle Ages. Okay? An object, building, or work of art from the ancient past. So these antiquities is work based on our ancient history, right? About who we are, right? So it's not someone's imagination, and we're working off someone's imagination. This is real life we're talking about. Someone worked to find the evidence and the true stories of the happenings of what happened, right? Based on information given around the earth, right? Through evidence. Keep reading. Whenever you're right.
Salakia, sir. Yeah, speak, sir.
Go ahead.
Okay, can. In the Antiquities of the Jews book, the first chapter, Salakia, book 1, chapter 3, it includes the account of the flood. As he comes to the end of this account with the rain season and Noah sending out the raven, and Noah and his family and the living creatures leaving the ark, Josephus says this emphasis mine. Josephus said this. However, the Armenian call this place Apabaturian, the place of descent, for the ark being saved in the place. It remains Salakia.
Okay, this is they're referring more to Josephus' work. I wanted the one where the people went to the place. Right? The people went to the place. Because of course now there's a fight. There's a Christ said it the best. There was war in heaven. Right? People are arguing over whether the Bible is real or not. There was an article from the other day, right? From 2022, December, where people went again to go down there to counteract the people who try to say that it's a lie. People who never went there is going to just say it's a lie. You know what I mean? All your atheists from California State University, right? Let me get I'm gonna send you another link right here. Right? Right, it's gonna show the pictures too. So this one is good.
Gun.
Bear me 1 second. Right. Put this here in the private chat. Okay. Send, right? So see if you can click that link right there.
Gun. Yeah, see. Salakia. Look like Salakia, sir. It look like officer has a internet problem. All right, him back.
To go back, yeah, I mean by accident. Salakia.
Gunner 1 country.
Okay.
All right, when you're ready, sir.
You can go ahead, all right?
Gunner 1 can. This says archaeologists claim to have found true location of Noah's Ark.
Now, what is an archaeologist? All right. Archaeologist definition. An archaeologist is a person who studies human history and prehistory. Right? These are not people fighting to say dinosaurs ran around the earth. You see what I'm saying? Well, some of them do that, right? But there's the people that try to fight to say dinosaurs ran around the earth and the T-Rex and the pterodactyl, right? And they try and in that they want to dispel Noah's Ark. Meanwhile, all the evidences about dinosaurs said that they died in Noah's flood. All right.
Right.
And they tried to say it was an ice age, and there's no history of ice, the whole earth being iced out. You know, it's not even scientifically correct. You know, an ice age in the equator, what would cause that other than the sun flying away and come back? Some ice age, all right? No problem, right? An archaeologist, a person who studies human history and prehistory through the excavation of sites. Now scroll down, they're gonna show you the excavation of a site. All right. And the analysis of artifacts. Artifacts are written records or other physical remains, right? Physical remains. So here now in this picture here, we have the physical remain of a layout of the ship on the mountain. right? Now you can scroll back up and go to the and read some of the writing there. Okay.
Gunner one can. It says, the discovery was made using advanced 3D scans of an area in eastern Turkey.
So now
Yeah.
they used 3D scans of the area. You know what I mean? So in other words, they're surveying the place. All right. Keep reading.
Gunner one can. Believed to be the location of Mount Ararat.
Stop. Believed to be the location of Mount Ararat. Give me Genesis 8 and 4 right quick.
Gunner one can.
Genesis 8 and 4. Or give me stuff from verse 3.
One second, sir.
Okay. So of course Genesis is, of course, the rules in New York is that there's no dead air in class or in camp. So what I do in a time like this is I fill in, right? And I'll go into saying that that Genesis is the first of the 5 books of Moses, right? Genesis means in the beginning, right? Genesis in Hebrew, Ba Ra'ashiath, Ra'ash meaning head, Ba meaning in, Ba Ra'ashiath altogether is beginning in Hebrew, and that is the Hebrew name for the book called Genesis. All right.
Right.
Go right there, Kadwan.
Gunner one can. This is the book of Genesis, chapter 8 and 4, and it says, "And the ark rested in the 7th month, and the 17th day of the month, upon the mountains of Ararat."
Now it said the Bible in itself said that the ark is gonna be on the mountains of Ararat. So anybody who wants to go find Noah's Ark or where Noah's Ark was, all you'd have to do is go to Mount Ararat. And as these archaeologists did, go back to the page, right? As you see here, they went to Mount Ararat, right? And they came across a unusual spacing in the top of this one of the mountains. You know what I mean? Of a certain dimension. All right. There's an article that Captain Prussia out of UK pulled up, but I can't. That one was very specific. This one is not. This article right here is not as specific as I would like. Right, but skip me down to where it says researcher Andrew Jones. All right, and then we're gonna drop this. We don't need to spend all day on this right here, right? Right. So keep going down. Down some more. Down some more. Go right there. Right there.
Right. It says, researcher Andrew Jones and lead scientist Dr. Fethi Ahmet Yeksel of the Department of Geophysical Engineering, Applied Geophysics.
These men are people who went to college and did many years of college, and now they are lead scientists, and they come with the entire Department of Geographical Engineering of some country, right? So this is not Christian Joe from down the street, right? Taking taxi to church looking for Noah's Ark on a mountain, right? These are actual scientists. Keep reading.
Gunner one can. Slack it. Applied Geophysics Department of Istanbul University told British media that 3D scans of the area discovered a formation of the exact length of the ark, detailed in the Bible as being around 150 meters or 300 cubits in biblical terms.
So let's remember that, all right? 150 meters is 300 cubits. So in other words, 1 cubit or 1 meter is 2 cubits. So we're gonna try to remember that, because that's a good estimate right there to keep in terms. 1 meter, one meter in the metric system equals 2 cubits. So when we read about the UFOs later on and their cubits, all we gotta do is half the size of cubits to get the meter size. All right, so we can understand, because we understand meters today, we don't understand cubits. All right,
right.
Of course, Istanbul is a country between Europe and the Arabic region, and both Europe and the Arabic countries are respected for their universities. Okay, all over the world they're respected in their universities. All right, so there you go. Noah's Ark is real. All right, good. Let's go to the book of Noah's Ark, Genesis, the beginning, the creation story, Abadah one. If you want to lead, just let me know. All right, wherever you want to go. I'm gonna put my thing on mute.
So I'm gonna go to Genesis 1:1. I want to start at Genesis 1 verse 1. In the beginning, where God created this earth and the heavens. You hear me, Officer Azam?
Come on. Anytime you want me to read it for you?
Officer Kayadwan got it.
No, okay, no.
We're beginning right there.
Okay.
All right, so we can read.
Gun. This is the book of Genesis chapter 1 and verse 1. In the beginning, God created the heaven and the earth. Verse 2. And the earth was without form or void, Salakia. And darkness was upon the face of the deep. And the Spirit of God moved upon the face of the waters. Verse 3. And God said, let there be light. And there was light.
Salakia, Kayadwan. Salakia. Back into verse 2, right? When it said, if you can scroll back up to verse 2, right? Where it says the earth was without form, right? That's different than today, than the earth being with form, right? So today the earth is with form today, right?
Yeah.
Back then the earth was without form, meaning what? The earth wasn't made yet.
Right.
It was void meaning you ever have a ticket, or you have a phone service, and they say your phone service has become void, meaning it doesn't work.
Yeah.
Doesn't work anymore. Yeah, right. And darkness was upon the face of the deep. Why? Because the light hasn't been made yet. All right.
Right.
So just think about the elements. Right. We have something called the periodic table. I don't know if you can pull up a periodic table up on here, Kayadwan, right? Let's go get a nice periodic table, right? So we can look at all of the elements that God said in being without form and void, right? And I believe all of the elements in the periodic table exist. Can all elements in the periodic table be found in nature? Okay. Right. So here's the periodic table. Here's the earth without form and void, right? And I have a writing right here from angelo.edu, right? It's the education website. It says elements 1 through 92, except for elements 43 and 61, occur naturally on Earth. All right. So here we go. Right. 1 is hydrogen. Right. 2 is that helium. It's kind of small. If I can blow it. All right. There we go. Right. Good. Right. So we got all of your. I know the gases on the right side. I know you got your metals in the middle, somewhat of the kind. Right. And they're saying that all these elements 1 through 92 occur naturally, except 43, which is this thing right here. I've never heard before. Technetium, right? And 61, right? So 41 and 61, right? Do not occur naturally. All the other ones, chromium, that's where you get chrome. Magnesium, iron is in everything, right? I know copper is right there. It's 29, Cu, right? Copper is where you connect all of the electricities in the earth. Also, there's a scripture that says in Job, where the Lord would turn copper, right, into rotten wormwood in the book of Job, right? When you see that prophecy about the Lord turning brass, the Lord calls it brass in the Bible, where he turns brass into wormwood.
Okay.
Right? The entire earth is connected by brass or copper. Brass is just copper mixed with a little bit of nickel. All right? So when the Lord says this, he's talking about the electric connected in the earth. All right. There's a scripture in Job where he talks about how the Lord's might is, because of course the oppressors are trusting copper. They trust in the internet and their wiring. All right.
Right.
No problem. Right. Elements 1 through 92 occur naturally on Earth, although some are only present in extremely small quantities. Right. So now we can go back to the Bible verse. Right. The elements following uranium on the periodic table are only produced artificially. So anything after uranium, they have to create some big machine to create these elements, right? Because these were not the elements that existed in the time of Genesis. All right. The elements following uranium on the periodic table are only produced artificially and are known as the transuranium or transuranic elements. So we have 92 right here. 92 is the last one. Uranium, oppressors was in Brazil a couple of years ago searching for uranium in Brazil to create what do they call them again? Weapons of mass destruction or something of the like. So anything after uranium are produced artificially, right? So no problem. God put uranium on the earth because the Lord said, I created the smith. And I created the smith that blow the coal. Right? So the Lord wanted people to create bombs to destroy the earth for the sake of the Israelites' rulership under Yahweh Shai the Christ, right? Back to the Bible verse, Papa Kushal.
All
right.
Verse 2. And the earth was without form and void.
And the earth was without form. That without form means here's calcium. Here is uranium in a small quantities. Right. Here is copper. Here is magnesium. Here is iron. Here is nickel. Here is helium. Here is hydrogen particles. You see what I'm saying? Keep reading.
And void, and darkness was upon the face of the deep. And the Spirit of God moved upon the face of the waters.
And the Spirit of the Most High moved upon the face of the waters. Let me just go in Hebrew so I can see exactly what it means when it says the Spirit of God moved on the face of the waters. Okay. And the earth was without form and void, and Kashak over Panya Allah, and the Spirit Rakah Alahayim. So the Alahayim is the angels. So when it says God here, it's Allah Yum, to say powers or angels, plural, right? So in other words, what the Lord is saying here is that the Lord gave the order to do something with all these elements here. That's what the Lord is saying to the angels, and the angels is performing it. So when it says, so now when the angels performing it, is written here as the Spirit of God moved upon, where is it again? Upon the waters. No problem. Keep reading.
Sir, it says, and the Spirit of God moved upon the face of the waters. Verse 3. And God said, let there be light, and there was light.
Right. And then the angels are saying, let there be light. Why? Because the Most High told the angels, let there be light. So it's written here, God said that let there be light. Right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Because now, of course, of course, Captain Nyathak is over Jamaica, right? But you'll see Abadarwan and Kairon, making all the moves in Jamaica, right? But when you see Abadarwan and Kairon making the move, is because someone who you can't see called the shot to make the move.
Right.
Right. It's the same thing going on here. This is rank and order in the Bible. Keep reading.
Gunner one gun. Verse 4. And God saw the light, that it was good.
Mm-hmm.
And God divided the light from the darkness.
So now he made the light from the elements that we just saw. Right? So the earth was void and without form. And of course, this light right here, I believe, it says from the darkness.
Salakia, it says, and God divided the light from the darkness. Gunner one gun.
Okay. From the darkness. Keep reading.
Gunner one gun, verse 5. And God called the light day, and the darkness he called night.
Uh-huh.
And the evening and the morning were the first day.
And that's very key. Because the evening was the first day, meaning what? The day starts in the dark.
Right.
Contrary to what the oppressors say. Right? So how do I know it's a new day? Because it's dark. Because the Lord started everything in the darkness. Okay? So now what the Lord just did, he turned some of these elements into the sun. And he turned these other elements into, you could say, the moon. All right? What element is the sun made out of? It says right here, the sun contains 92% hydrogen and 8% helium. How do they know that? I don't know. Right? But we looked on the period, so if y'all are laughing.
Good.
Right? But we looked on the periodic table, and helium was there and hydrogen was there. You see what I'm saying? And the periodic table is the earth without form. Oh, you look at it right there? There we go. I think nope, go up. Hydrogen is number 1. So the earth, so the sun is 92% hydrogen. All right. Let's go over to the other side, to the gases, to the right side of the chart where helium is.
Salaki, sir.
Yes, Abadawan.
You know that the nuclear bombs.
Yeah.
Majority of the nuclear bombs, they are hydrogen bombs.
Right.
Right. So that burst, when they split that hydrogen atom, it gives you that bright light.
Oh, there you go.
Right.
There you go.
Which is why we get that flash in the nuclear bomb.
Con. And that makes a lot of sense too. Because that sun burned forever. That sun burned day and night from the time of Jesus Christ to Noah to Adam. Before Adam, that sun is burning. All right. If you can please, Abadawan, please continue for me, Brother Shah, right?
All right.
Anybody that's good, all right? Hold on.
Come again. All right. Where are we? Verse 6.
Gunner one cancer. Verse 6. And God said, let there be a firmament in the midst of the waters, and let it divide the waters from the waters.
All right. So firmament. What does firmament mean? Let's look up that word. Firmament is what the Most High used to divide waters from waters, which means, by the way, when we were in school, what did they tell us about water? How many states water existed?
3 states, sir.
Right. It was solid, as in ice, liquid as the one we drink, and gas as in steam.
God.
So water exists as not only that one which can drown you. All right, so you got firmament.
Gunner one cancer. It says the heavens are sky.
Right. So we have firmament being the heavens or the sky. So that's what divide the most I use. If you notice when on a hot day, sometime on a hot day, yes, and you have like pools of water, you can actually see the steam going up. Ever notice that? Or put a pot on your stove and you see the steam going up. If you want that steam to come back down, then you'll have to cover the pot, and then it come back down as water. So when that steam goes up in the firmament, it condenses up there, and it holds water in another state, as opposed to the water that we drink here. Right? So the firmament divides waters from the waters. And what else it says?
Gunner one can.
Okay,
Gunner one can. Gunner one can. Verse 7. And God made the firmament and divided the water which were under the firmament from the waters which were above the firmament. And it was so.
Right. So water is up there and water is down here. You want to go deeper in that one, Officer Azam?
Can. You have something called a spaceship, right? Where in space they have to fly. They have to swim in space. And just like if you was to go under the water, they have to put on a helmet that keeps the air inside and keep whatever's outside. All right, and they call it a spaceship. Give me a second, all right.
All right, so you have the space suit and the diving suit, right? You have a deep water diving suit, which in to some ways resemble that space suit that they use in outer space. You do the same thing out there. When you see the astronaut experiencing what they call zero gravity, they move like they are swimming. Same movement. That's water up there, water down here.
Right.
Because you can, as a matter of fact, I think they have now create some machines where you can, right? This is the space one. They have created some machine that you can create water from thin air. I think some of the African countries invest in something like that. You know, where they can condense the water that is in the air and make water that you can drink. Right, this is the space suit. This is the suit now which carry you in the water that is above the firmament there. Even the air that we breathe, it have water vapor in it. If you increase that water vapor that we breathe at our lungs can angle, then you end up being drowned.
Right.
All right. So welcome to Puerto Rico, Officer Magan Amat. You know, give him a welcome here. THAWADAH for joining. All right. Right. So the firmament divides the two states of water. But there is another one which is the ice. And you realize how mankind now up in the Arctic. Every single nation that since modern times which have ruled the earth. Hitler, I don't know if Hitler was the first one, but Hitler, the Germans there, their time was short, yes. I think England, I think you have approximately 32 nations now conducting research up there in the Arctic. They are now in that state of water doing all kind of research. God, he knows what they are doing there. Probably all manner of evil. Who to tell? All right,
Right.
continue scriptures.
Another one can. Verse 8. And God called the firmament heaven, and the evening and the morning were the second day.
Right. So now we understand why the Most High make. If you notice in the truth here, a new day begins when the sun goes down. Because
Right.
when I go in the scriptures, um, where is it? Genesis. When I read Genesis 2, it says the earth was without form and void, and darkness was upon the face of the deep. So that was how the earth, how creation began. It began in darkness. So the first day, or the change of a day begins with the darkness. Not even Esau world. Esau tell you that a new day begins when? Midnight. So even not even him could hide from that fact that a new day begins in the dark. But we know that a new day doesn't begin in midnight. A new day begins when the sun goes down. Because darkness didn't start at midnight. Darkness started in the absence of that sunlight. And that's when the new day began. And the new day continue when that sunlight comes up. And then the earth rotates and it changes again. Continue reading.
Another one can. Verse 9. And God said, let the waters under the heaven be gathered together unto one place, and let the dry land appear. And it was so.
Right. So what appeared there was the earth, land,
Right.
that which we are walking on now. That came from below the waters. All right. Continue.
Another one can. Verse 10. And God called the dry land earth, and the gathering together of the waters called ye seas. And God saw that it was good.
Right. So imagine before God gave that order to say, let the land appear, you know, everything was covered by water. And then
Right.
the water gathered one place and the land exposed the other place. And he set that principle in order until this day whereas I mean you have never seen, unless there is some tsunami or something, you don't see the sea come and take over the land.
Right.
Only like in cases where you have a tsunami, where some catastrophic thing happen out there, and water motion, and it pushes the water on the land, and even so it rolls back and gather itself together. And another interesting gathering of waters, see if we can find this too, where the Atlantic Ocean meets the, I think it's Pacific, two waters meet, and it gives you a distinct line. One water more dense than the other. You ever see that one?
Another one can, sir.
All right. You do the reading. I search for that.
I found it, sir.
Found it.
Can, sir.
All right, good. All right, there you have it. Two different density of water meeting right there, and they don't mix. One is more salt than the other. So if this can happen, then you can understand why that water does separate itself from waters.
Right.
This is one distinct feature. And if mankind didn't have these gigantic ships to go out there, then maybe we wouldn't be aware that these things happen.
Right.
All right. So water does separate itself from water. Time separates itself. Continue reading.
Gunner 1 Gun, verse 11. And God said, let the earth bring forth grass, the herb yielding seed, and the fruit tree yielding fruit after its kind, whose seed, Slakia,
No, continue. I thought you were finished.
Gunner 1 Gun, whose seed is in itself upon the earth, and it was so.
Right. So after he made the earth to appear from below the water, then he gave orders to his angel to do what? Plant trees. Well,
Right.
and sorry, herb. Yeah, trees, herbs, and grass. So him start. Mankind come up with this word. I think terraforming. What does the word terraform mean? See if we can find that word terraform.
Slakia, sir, spell it for me there, please.
All right, you know what? Read on it. Let me see if we find it.
Verse 12. And the earth brought forth grass and herbs yielding seed after his kind, and the tree yielding fruit, whose seed was in itself after his kind. And God saw that it was good.
All right. So God saw that it was good. When he saw that, when he said that it was good, it means that what? It pleases him, and it's not disobeying his orders. Take for instance some of these GM food that they make. Now you can you have a lot of these GM foods where even though a lot of these foods produce seeds, to plant those seeds, guess what happens?
They don't grow.
They don't grow.
Right.
Right? It does not grow.
Done.
So that means what? How does that contradict with what God says now?
God, because Slakia, sir, God says seed within itself. You know what I mean? Which means that these trees bring their root, they reproduce. So the GMO now is conflict because now the oppressor creates, you know what I mean, plants that it can't reproduce them or it can't reproduce itself. You know what I mean? Slakia.
Right. So those GM food does not obey God's law.
Right.
Meaning,
Right.
if the earth should go, if some catastrophe should happen and then they cannot grow those GM foods for seeds, which means that whoever, this is how the GM companies is able to put a patent on plant because they are the only ones who can really grow it. And if they see somebody else growing it, they know that this did not grow naturally. Right? Somebody else is growing it in a lab. And you can be sued. Can you be sued for taking, normal, which fruit I can use now? Say mangoes. I take a mango and I plant the seed and it grows. They can't sue me for that.
Right.
But let's say there was some GM mango which I have to buy, either buy the seed or buy the plant. And then I am growing it and they know that they didn't sell me those. They can't sue me.
Gone.
But this is, this is mankind or Esau with his corrupt self.
Right.
All right. So Let me see now what if let me see if this word suit what I'm saying now. All right. What is terraforming or terraform Earth? Read back that scripture that you're reading again.
Gunner one can. This is the book of Genesis, chapter 1 and verse 12, and it says, "And the earth brought forth grass, and herbs yielding seed after its kind, and the tree yielding fruit, whose seed was in itself after its kind. And God saw that it was good."
Right. Let me see if we can find this thing. It says, there's a definition here for terraform. And I'm using the word terraform because it's a word that is being used today. All right.
Right.
Are you seeing it?
On the screen?
Right.
Gun, sir. One sec. Gunner one can. It says, "What is terraform Earth?" December 2020, terraforming or terraformation, earth shaping, is the hypothetical process of deliberately modifying the atmosphere, temperature, surface, topography, or ecology of a planet, moon, or other body to be similar to the environment of the earth to make it habitable for human to live on.
All right. So that's basically what the Most High did when during creation, he was terraforming this planet so that a set of being that you call mankind could live on it.
Right.
All right. So read on. The next scripture will be
Ghana 1 can, verse 13. "And the evening and the morning were the third day."
all right. So one more day passed now. All right. Maybe before we talk about the third day. Now, through the church, we know that, well, through science, we know that a day is what we call the 24-hour cycle from sundown to sundown, 24 hours.
Right.
So when the scripture talk about this creation time, it's not like the Most High speak something and boom, light was created that way. But when I go to 2 Peter's 3 and 8, you have a better idea why in about creation and what really happened when the Most High tell her that the evening and the morning was one day.
Right.
So we can find that. 2 Peter's 3 and 8.
Ghana 1 can. This is the book of 2 Peter, chapter 3 and verse 8, and it says, "But beloved, be not ignorant of this one thing, that one day is with the Lord as 1,000 years, and 1,000 years as one day."
All right. So why is this in the scriptures? This is supposed to help us to understand creation time better and to understand when the Most High say, if the Most High say, I'm giving you a day.
That's right. That's right.
It might not be the day that we are dear to us.
That's right.
So if the Most High say, I'm giving you a day, you better ask him, are you talking your day or are you talking my day?
Mm-hmm.
Right. Because the Most High's day is 1,000 years.
That's right.
Right. So this time of terraforming actually took 1,000 years. So when mankind talk about, we could probably terraform Mars. Two, could they live long enough to terraform Mars? We can't, how much out of 1,000 years can we live? We can't even live one tenth. Right? Which is what? Which would be what? 100 years. We can't even live one tenth of that of that 1,000 years. And look, this is now 3,000 years, We're going in the scripture. Go back to the scripture, Genesis there. This is now 3,000 years. And what happened? With the Most High just terraforming the earth. But of course, because of Christianity, we believe that it is the regular 7-day period that we know. But you see, this is the thing about the Bible. People want to take like take the Old Testament and throw away the New Testament, or take the New Testament, sorry, and throw away the Old Testament, and that is not so. It's the two testament that makes one. There's only one real testament. It's just that Christ himself split both because he came and showed certain things, how to really follow the laws. But in the New Testament, it explains, as a matter of fact, that is what the New Testament does. What we call the New Testament. It actually just explains the Old Testament. So right there you have it now is in 2 Peter is what you mean by a day when you talk about God. You're talking about 1,000 years. All right, how far we reach now? Genesis 1?
Gun. Verse 14. And God said, let there be light in the firmament of the heaven to divide the day from the night, and let them be for signs and for seasons and for days and years.
Okay. So right here and now, some people will tell you that it is wrong for you to study the moon or the stars or the seasons, because the Most High tell you that Him don't want you to be worshiping anything up there. But we have to understand that studying something doesn't mean you are worshiping it. Because right there and then, what are the lights that are up there in the firmament that the Most High gave us?
The sun, the moon, the stars.
That's basically what we know.
Right.
And we talk about sun, moon, and star, but it's really just one form of light up there, and that's sun, which they call star. Right? That's the only thing up there that really gives light. Everything else actually reflect. Right? So you could see a planet up there looking bright. It's reflecting some sunlight. So the Most High put those up there. What is it to us here on earth? It is for seasons. So for instance,
right,
people love to tell you that the thing they love to say. When we talk about, when we try to tell people the truth now and tell them that Saturday is the Sabbath, what they love to say. Let me hear Officer Sawab. What they generally say in Trinidad when they tell them that Saturday is the Sabbath, what the general, especially Christians or Rastas, what is it you generally hear them say?
Saturday is Sabbath.
Yeah.
Basically, everybody in the spirit, everybody is like, yeah, they know that is Sabbath there, but they don't really apply in the sense that acknowledging it, like here in trend. So,
all right.
Basically, what the state plays is like, people that the Christian church on religion and a whole, like the 7 days Adventists, and then they would only like kind of.
Hold on. You can talk a little louder.
Oh, right now again some connection problem and all to the end. Yeah, now.
Yeah, man, we hearing you. You kind of break up, but we hearing you.
Yeah, now.
Gone.
We hearing about Esau giving it a fight.
That's like the connection problem real bad on.
Yeah, man, we're hearing you, man. We say if it's the same thing that say in Jamaica and Trinidad here. When they talk about Saturday is the Sabbath, but especially Sunday people, what them tell you?
Yeah, man. So like,
Yeah, we hearing you.
Right. So basically, as Nick mentioned concerning that, they would, in the spirit, they were just like, yeah, it's the Sabbath, but they would just, kind of shrug it off now, because again, because of Christianity, and they're not really acknowledging it, because now it's like just as the scripture say, this is now we rest. So they would never acknowledge it in that perspective, but it's like they would treat it as how they have it on here. Everybody would want to slave on that day because of this. Because that is the time as we just call premium time here. So it's like they can't wait for that day. Because during the week now, you would barely get no premium time. Or as we say double time or triple time on any slave now. But what they do now, they push premium time basically on that day. So it's like people would know, yeah, that is Sabbath, but just as you say, we go kind of look it over because now the employer wants you to work. So that's why you go find now a lot of poor people, especially in Trinidad, on a whole lot, want to kind of sleep on that day because that's the day that they know that you can work one day and then like you might get a whole week salary on that day.
All right. So basically, they know that it is, but in order to suit themselves and to suit their living livelihood, they might say, nah, oh, you know that today is a Saturday. Mankind change time. And, they're going to the changes of the calendar and all that, trying to tell you that you're not sure that today is no Saturday. Today is no Sabbath.
Right.
Officer Magan Ahmad, can you hear us? You hearing us? Can you speak? Puerto Rico. All right, maybe I'm not here, I'm not able to speak. But this verse right here that says, what was it? 14, right? Let there be lights in the firmament of the heaven to divide the day from the night, and let them be for signs and for seasons and for days and years. All right. You know what is interesting? Everybody know when it's summer. Everybody know when it's spring. Everybody know when it's winter. Ain't it?
Right.
Right. Everybody knows that 1 year has 4 seasons. They know that. How do they know that? Since as you're going to try and convince us that. Yes, go ahead. Yes, we are in the one. We are in it. We are in the office, Asawa. can go ahead. Internet froze again. All right, chime in whenever you can, Officer Sawabiala. But what mankind tried to tell us and what the scripture is telling us.
hear me?
Yes, I hear you now. Yes, we hear you. Go ahead. All right. Officer Kayado, you have the holidays calendar beside you.
Gone.
All right. Now go to the Passover.
1 second, sir.
So in our holidays calendar, which by the way, for all you out there in media land, our holidays calendar is not created by Esau. Our holidays calendar is created by our generals. Right? Isn't that so, Officer Azam?
That's correct, Khan.
Right. It's our generals gave us our holidays, which means they go and they use the scripture and they apply what God gave us to do. They apply what God told us or what He put in place. Today, that science of studying the stars and moon and so on is called astrology.
Right.
However, mankind has also used astrology to do idolatry, right? But I mean, mankind use the trees and the animals for idolatry too. So that don't mean that because they use it for idolatry means that you can't study. You're studying it, but you're not studying it for idolatrous purposes. You're studying it to do what the scripture says. The scripture says it is for signs and for seasons, for days and years. All right, you find that Passover time?
Can. It says the 14th day of the first month.
All right. So the next Passover, no, the first month. So the first month would be the first month of the year, which is spring. So the next Passover, which one is the calendar you have, by the way? 2024?
Sir, we not get the updated version yet. Still away on that, sir.
All right. Remind me to send it to you.
Gone, sir.
But the one that you have, which we just celebrated, what day was it?
It was April the 1st.
April the 1st.
Gone.
So that April the 1st was the 14th day within which month?
The 14th day within the first month of the year.
First month of the year.
So
we can count. So you count to 14. So up to 14, how much Sabbath you should have?
2.
At least 2 Sabbaths, eh? Because the first day of the month would be, the first day of the week would be what? Sunday. Right? So we count from Saturday and we know that the Sabbath should fall on a we count from Sunday, we know the Sabbath should fall on a Saturday. So we count and we apply this law, we count the days, and then we know when the season change. So you know how much days give you the first season, the second season, the third season, the fourth season, right? It's not really, well, it's rocket science to maybe me and some others who don't really know astrology. But the person who knows something about astrology, it's not rocket science. Because rocket science is not rocket science to the man who understands rocket science. To him, it's simple science. So Making rubbish. The Most High has set it from Genesis that the very light up there in the sky
Salakia, it seemed like, sir, it seemed like a connection. I get some trouble.
Yeah, it come back.
Yeah, you hear me?
Yes, yes.
Okay, gone.
First, if you have some other time now, you look on them phone, but there was a time when you look on the watch, and before that, there was some other time he was able to look in the sun and tell you the time. Or they put up a stick and they want what you call the sundial. Man was able to tell you the time of the day, whether you are in the first hour, the second hour, and so on and so forth. So from that time until now, man has been counting the times and the seasons. So, you know, be not dismayed when we tell you that this Saturday coming is your Sabbath, because we have been applying thing first principle, which is the sun, the moon, the star up there, applying it, and we know. Continue.
Ghana one gun. Verse 15. And let them be for lights in the firmament of the heaven to give light upon the earth. And it was so.
Right. So they give you the times, they give you the days, the season, and so on, and they give you light. Continue.
Ghana one gun. Verse 16. And God made two great lights, greater light to rule the day, and the lesser light to rule the night. He made the stars also.
All right. So he made these to give two things that give light: the sun, the moon. He made the lesser light and the greater light. All right. So you're back, Officer Azab. You can chime in when you're ready.
If I may, right quick, you made a heavy point a while ago with the Passover. Every year, right? Just remember this, right? Every year, General Mayaka Allah is in charge of when the Passover date is going to be, right? He uses a map, right? Called a map of the moon, right? To know exactly when is the 14th day according to when it's supposed to be in the Bible. Right. Also here when it says made the stars also, that is for, like Officer Abadawan said, with the constellation. Right. So that says what month it is. Right. So when people walking around talking about, I was away for a second, I don't know if you went into this already, all right? Forgive me, all right? But I know people sit down and fold your hands. Fold your hands. They will say, I'm a Libra, I'm a Scorpio, or I'm born in February, I'm Aquarius. Right?
Right.
Those Aquarius and those Aquarius and the Libra and the Sagittarius or whatever, they look in the sky, and at the time of the year, there's this certain formation of stars that happens every single. As a matter of fact, we need that from our revelations. Okay, first give me 2 Peter 3:8, right?
Got one gun.
Oh, you got it already. Okay, Mosiah and Christ. You read it already?
Gone, sir.
Gone, we did. But you can read it again to bring your point out.
No. The point that I was gonna make is the point that you made. Okay. Right. So let's go to Revelations, right? Where it talks about the 12 fruits. All right, Revelation 22:2.
Hold on. Hold on, Officer Azab, if I may. You're at Genesis. What verse are 19?
Yeah, was that Genesis 1 and was it 18 or 19?
We were at 1 and we just read verse 16. We just read verse 16.
16. Okay. All right. So that's where we are as Officer Azam. You want to finish this, or you're going to chime in with that?
Yeah, this part right here is related to the stars there.
Okay. All right.
Revelation 22, start of verse 1.
This is the book of Revelations, chapter 22 and verse 1. And he shewed me a pure river of water, of life, clear as crystal, proceeding out of the throne of God and of the Lamb.
Right. So now, of course, when you read in Daniel's, right, when the Most High sits on his seat of fire, he has a sea of crystals in front of him. All right.
God.
So
Salakia, continue reading.
Please, Babu Kashar.
Verse 2. In the midst of the street of it, and on either side of the river, was there the tree of life, which bear 12 manner of fruit.
Right. Now, these 12 manner of fruits is what people will call the constellations, right? What people call, am I saying it right? The constellations? Go to mama. Go to mama. Right? And these 12 fruits are what the oppressors call Aquarius and Sagittarius and Capricorn and Aries, and I can't remember the order of them, right? And those 12 manner of fruits, we know what those are, right? The moon, right? Not the moon, the month, right? The word moon comes from months. All right, keep reading.
Right. Which bear 12 manner of fruit and yielded her fruit every month.
And they yielded these fruits every month. So every month, this tree you're looking at in the sky, of course, look in the sky, all the stars look like, you ever climb up into a tree and then all the leaves is on the outside around you?
God.
Right? So of course you on earth looking up the sky, and it's like going up into a tree, and you're looking at one section of the tree here, and you turn, and there's another section of the tree here, and you see these fruit here, and the other one you see this fruit here. All right, keep reading.
And the leaves of the tree were for the healing of the nations.
Right, and the leaves of this tree, of course, these constellations. One shows a cow, right? One of them is a cow, right? I think they call it Sagittarius. It's a cow because you can eat cow,
right?
All right. And then the other one is a crab. You cannot eat crab. They call it cancer, right? You cannot eat crab. And another one is a Pisces, right? Which is a fish with scales. You have to eat fish with scales. All right, and one of them, here we go right here. Aries is a goat. Goat is lawful. We can eat that.
Right.
All right. Where's Libra is the scales, meaning what? The law. Keep the law, you live. Don't keep the law, you die. All right, and these laws are for the healing of the nation. All right. Right now, all the nations are sick. People got AIDS. People got cancer. People got high blood pressure because they don't keep these laws. You know what I mean? Lion, don't eat the lion. All right. Water. What's the one? Virgo with the broad. Pour the water on the ground. You get plants. Plants is good. All right. I'm not sure the other ones can translate to, right? But this is a hypothesis that General Muhammad made some time ago, right? Good. So let's go back to Genesis 1 and 16. Right. So with these constellations, we know which month is the first month to have the Passover, as to Abidawan's point. All right. These lights are for seasons. You have the greater light, the sun, the lesser light, the moon, and then you have also the stars also to say these constellations, these 12 manners of fruits for the month of the year, right? Keep reading.
Verse 16. And God made two great lights.
17.
Canal 1 Can, verse 17. And God set them in the firmament, Salakia, the firmament of the heaven to give light upon the earth.
Right. So of course, of course, at night you see these lights, right? Those lights are there because God put them there,
Right.
right? And they're there for a reason. All right, keep reading.
Canal 1 Can, verse 18. And to rule over the day, Salakia, and to rule over the day and over the night, and to divide the light from the darkness. And God saw that it was good. Verse 19. And the evening and the morning were the first day. Verse 20. And God said, let the waters bring forth abundantly the moving creature that has life, and fowl that may fly above the earth in the open firmament of heaven.
Okay, we understand all of this already. Is there anything you wanted more from here in specific, or do you just want to keep going and get the whole thing? How about that one?
Salakia, sir, your mic muted, sir.
Salaki. I said, if you have something else that you want to jump onto, you could do so.
I don't have anything else I want to jump to at all. You know what I mean? Wherever you want to go is where we're going to go, all right?
All right, so you can just finish up this.
Okay, all right.
Ghana 1 Can, verse 21. And God created great whales and every living creature that moveth, which the water brought forth abundantly after their kind, and every winged fowl after his kind. And God saw that it was good. Verse 22. And God blessed them, saying, be fruitful and multiply, and fill the waters in the seas, and let fowls multiply in the earth. You know what I mean? So like, yes, sir. I think this will make you know that the fowls come out of the water. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Gone. You know what I mean? Of course, the oppressor want to make it seem like, you know what I mean, fishes evolve into birds. But, you know what I mean? It is just that the birds and the fish came out of the water. You know what I mean? So any similarity that the oppressor mistakenly, you know what I mean, saw, it does not come from evolution. Slakia.
Remember, science is always there to prove the Bible.
Right.
So when the oppressor says the fish evolved into a bird, what he's trying to say is birds came from the water. Right? And that's a good point as to before too, because before it said that he divided the waters from the waters, right? So of course right now we have rain outside. You have clouds in the sky. You know what I mean? If you might go outside and if there's no humidity, you say, damn, the air is dry.
Right.
I keep feeling thirsty because there's a certain level of water in the air. So you have water on the below what do they call it again?
Below the
firmament.
Below the sea level. That's the sea, and then you have water above the sea. Right? And then you have the waters, which is space. It divided the waters from the waters. All right. And these birds, their motion is just like the same as the fish, the fins on a fish.
Right.
All right. Keep going.
Ghana 1 Can. Verse 23. And the evening and the morning were the fifth day.
Right. So now that was the past 4,000 years. Now we're going to go into the next 1,000 years for the fifth day, which is 5,000 years. All right. According to Second Peter's. All right. So in a 1,000 years, multiplying whales, multiplying fish, multiplying this, and another one is multiplying birds, multiplying this and that, another 1,000 years, forming the sun. 1,000 years forming the sun. Angels doing what they do, forming the sun, forming the moon for 1,000 years.
Right.
All right. So this is not Christian. God kept his hands. Christian don't know the Bible. All right. Keep going. Right.
Before you go on, When you talk about the fowls, you notice the fowls and the fish, they are white meat. You notice the person trying to tell you that the pork is the other white meat.
Yeah, right. So he's Satan.
Right. Trying to
Right,
tell
right.
you that pork is not
Yeah.
red meat, it's the other white meat.
It's the other white meat. That's what he says, right?
Right.
And then Revelation says that what these fruits are for the healing of the nation.
Right.
And it didn't say marijuana.
Right.
Exactly.
he was referring to what? A river of crystal that proceeded before the Most High and the Lamb. Meaning what? Christ sits at the right hand of the Most High. That's what it said, the Most High and the Lamb. Because Yahweh is up there with him, right in front, right behind that sea of crystal. And another thing too is Revelation 22. What it's saying is, because your children are going to ask you this, right? The Most High lives behind the blackness of space, behind the stars.
God.
That is what Revelation just said. All right? The Most High lives behind the blackness of space. All right?
Gunner 1 verse 24. And God said, let the earth bring forth the living creature after his kind, cattle and creeping thing, and beasts of the earth after his kind. And it was so.
Right. So now this goes against what the present says in evolution. So he thinks a mouse turns into a lion, and a mouse turned into a monkey, and the monkey became a man. You see what I'm saying? Which that is a lie. And you know what I mean? When I was a child growing up, I always wanted to grow wings, and I can't seem to evolve and grow wings. Then mankind can't evolve since the time of Jesus Christ and Adam. Man cannot yet, with all of his GMO and all of his DNA manipulation, we cannot grow. We cannot become the X-Men.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? Because everything is made after his kind.
Okay.
Right?
But
everything reproduced after his kind. Go ahead, Abadawan.
But a man can become a woman though, and a woman can become a man.
Right.
Right. Yeah, right. Confusion, Babylon.
A man doesn't stay a man after his kind. He can and become a woman.
Right.
Confusion. Continue.
Gunner 1 verse 25. And God made the beasts of the earth after his kind, and cattle after their kind, and everything that creepeth upon the earth after his kind. And God saw that it was good. Slakia.
And also the Most High called the precious the beast of the field.
Right.
And just like any beast, they reproduce after their kind. So no, a Caucasian man cannot become an Israelite.
Right.
All the time in New York. Can a Caucasian become an Israelite? What if you make an Israelite get 10 white women pregnant 10 times in a row? Right? The Bible says he will be a bastard. A bastard cannot come in the congregation after 10 generations, meaning forever. Right. If your seed goes back to some heathen, you're not allowed in here.
That's right.
All right. If your seed is of an Israelite, you're in. All right. Keep reading.
Gunner 1 verse 26. And God said, let us make man in our image, after our likeness, and let them have dominion over the fish of the sea.
What does he mean by that?
Salakia, sir. Man to rule over the animals, you know what I mean? The fishes of the sea, the beasts, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Man to rule the earth.
All right. Okay. Hold on. Let's look for dominion. Dominion. You're right, but will I go?
Gunner 1 dominion.
Going to the scriptures. Sorry. Dictionary.
Gun one can. This says dominion, sovereignty, or control.
Sovereignty. So man have sovereignty over what? Sovereignty and control over everything on the earth.
Right.
And you know what is interesting in this scripture too? What verse you read again? Go back to the scripture again.
Verse 26. Verse 26, sir.
Right, put it up again.
Gunner one can.
Right. It says the hour. Officer I.S.U.P.K can go deeper when he said, let us make man in our image.
That's right. Because of earlier a while ago, right? We read in the Hebrew, right? I'm not sure if there's an interlinear you have on here, CAD one, right? Where in the Hebrew it says Allah Yum or Allah Hayam, meaning angels plural. All right. So of course, if a hurricane can only come to the Caribbean because an angel was ordained to do it. As a matter of, let's get that scripture. Let's get Ecclesiasticus sidebar right quick, right? Ecclesiasticus 39. I think it's verse 28. Right. Let me check this, make sure, right? Ecclesiasticus 39, 28. Right. You can start at verse 27 too, all right?
Gunner one can. Gunner one can. This is the book of Ecclesiasticus chapter Salakia. 39. Gunner one can and verse 27. All these things are for good to the godly.
Stop. Now, the whale is good for the godly. The creeping things are good for the godly. All these things are good to the godly. Keep reading.
One can. So to the sinner, they are turned into evil.
But for the sinner, that shark is meant to bite you.
Right.
For the sinner, that 40 leg is supposed to sting you. 40 leg stings Christians.
Right.
Right? Keep reading.
Gunner one can, verse 28. There be spirits that are created for vengeance.
Right. These spirits is angels, all right? There are angels that are created for vengeance, right? The same spirits that moved upon the deep in the beginning, that moved upon the waters. The Spirit of God, all right? Keep reading. Your phone is you want a mic, Kaidwan, Slucky. You're on mic. The spirit that created for vengeance.
Gunner one can. Which in their fury lay on sore strokes.
Which in their fury, meaning someone is upset. It's not just, oh, it's just a natural disaster, it's just, just a season, it's just a time of the year. There's fury in there, there's someone's anger in there that lay on what?
Sore strokes.
Sore strokes. So of course we was in slavery one time, right? And the Lord was angry with us, and he made the oppressor for us. And then we would get tied over in Jamaica. We would get tied over a barrel, right? And they put our hands over the front of the barrel, and they'll tie our leg underneath the barrel, right? And then there's something that they call a bumbo clot. Right? You ever that one know the story? The bumbo clot. And that bumbo clot will give you sore strokes on your bumbo.
Okay, good.
Right? So much bloody clot. You know what I mean? Sore stroke. Why? Because it's somebody that has the whip in his hand. Right? Keep reading.
Gunner one gun. In the time of destruction, they pour out their fury.
In the time of destruction, they pour out their force. Meaning what?
Gotcha.
There is a controlled force behind this hurricane. There's a controlled force behind this tidal waves, behind this earthquake. All right? Keep reading.
Gunner one gun. And appease the wrath of him that made them.
And appease the wrath of him that made them, right? Somebody's trying to please the Most High with all this destruction.
Right.
Right? There's somebody to be pleased in this thing. Right? Of course, I tell people all the time, hurricanes come and they just don't wander out in the ocean. You know what I mean? The hurricanes go to the place where the sinners are. They go to Jamaica. That's where they go. Because there's sinners in Jamaica. There's sinners in Puerto Rico. There's sinners in Dominican Republic. So the hurricane doesn't miss Jamaica. It doesn't miss Puerto Rico. It doesn't miss the Bahamas. You see what I'm saying? Earthquake happened in the middle of the wilderness? No. The earthquake happens in Haiti, where sinners are. Tornadoes in America. Tornadoes just don't wander around in the woods on the highway like some of these movies. The tornado goes into the town. Right. And you look at the map. From space, a town is a little dot on the screen, and all around is green grass. The tornadoes don't wander in the grass. It's just tornadoes wandering. The tornadoes go to the town and slaughter oppressors. Right. You know what I mean? And one time, black people and Latino people didn't know what a tornado even looked like because it would never come to us. It would always go to the oppressors. No problem. The Lord is bringing Christ back, and the Lord said He's going to start at His house. So of course now, black people are getting their houses run by tornadoes, something that was very uncommon a couple years ago. All right, keep reading.
Gunner one gun. That was 28. You want 29?
Yeah, keep going.
Gunner one gun. Silaki, say that again, sir.
We'll go through this quickly, all right?
Gunner one gun, verse 29. Fire and hail and famine and death.
Fire is forest fires. Hail is hailstone. Famine could be mad cow disease, E. coli, salmonella.
Right.
Death.
Bird flu.
Death. Bird flu. Right. COVID-19. Death. World War III. Death. Attack on the World Trade Center. Death. Mass shootings around America. Death. Because the Lord went into the mind of Pharaoh too. You know what I mean? To create destruction on the earth. Keep reading.
Gunner one gun. All these were created for vengeance.
Keep reading.
Verse 30. Teeth of wild beasts and scorpions.
Teeth of wild beasts. Right. Lions and tigers and mongrel dogs in Jamaica.
God.
All right? You kind of laughing. Keep reading.
Gunner one gun. And scorpions, serpents.
Serpents, snakes. You know what I mean? Little crawly things. 40 leg. What's the other one out there in Jamaica? 40 leg. You know what I mean? Keep reading.
Gunner one gun. And the sword.
And the what?
And the sword.
The shower posses. Spanglers. One order and clans.
God.
They're there for sinners. They're there for Christians.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? Abadan won't go anywhere and he walk anywhere and the sword don't touch him. Because these were made for sinners. All these are good to the godly.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? One order and clans is there to protect Abadan. That's what they did. All the rest of them up in Bubba Hill with all them guns. Those guns are there to protect Kayadwan. That's why they're there.
Right.
All right. Keep reading.
Gunner one gun. Pushing the wicked to destruction.
Pushing the wicked to destruction. Keep reading.
Gunner one gun. Verse 31. They shall rejoice in his commandment, and they shall be ready upon earth when need is.
Back to Genesis. Sit down.
Gunner one gun. Genesis chapter 1 verse 26. And God said, let us make man in our image, after our likeness, and let them have dominion over the fish of the sea, and over the fowl of the air, and over the cattle, and over all the earth, and over every creeping thing that creepeth upon the earth.
Right. So let's let man dominate over the earth like the angels dominate over the earth.
Right.
Let the man force in the earth, just like how the angels are forced in the earth. Right. Keep reading.
Gunner one can. Verse 27. So God created man in his own image. In the image of God created he him. Male and female created he them.
Right. Now this image right here is like, bro, well, you try to mash up my image, yo.
Right.
You're trying to ruin my image. The image is the laws. The image is the laws.
Right.
Right. You have to come in your father's image or your father's name. We come in Yahweh's name. We say Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai. God, in the name of Yahweh Shai, bless you. Right? Name your reputation. Your image meaning don't ruin my image.
God.
Right? Keep going. Put this in the
one can.
Put this in the charger. Put it on the charger.
Gunner one can. Verse 28. And God blessed them, and God said unto them, be fruitful, and multiply, and replenish the earth, and subdue it, and have dominion over the fish of the sea, and over the fowl of the air, and over every living thing that moveth upon the earth.
Right, dominion over the fish of the sea, the fowl of the air. Just like Abada once said, right? When he brought out the definition of dominion, governmental control.
Right.
And mankind does everything. He says, "Oh, we're overfishing right now. You cannot fish in the season. You cannot do this in this season."
Gone.
They are endangered species. Leave them alone. Stop killing them. Governmental control means you control who lives and who dies. If a man commits a crime, he killed 10 people, no problem. Do we sentence him to death? Should we? Yes. No, we shouldn't, because it's bad for politics. If you sentence him to death, Iran might attack our country or something like that. You control life over death. Don't kill these animals. If you kill too much of these animals, you're gonna ruin the food chain. Governmental control. Keep reading.
One can. Verse 29. And God said, behold, I have given you every herb bearing seed, which is upon the face of all the earth, and every tree in which is the fruit of a tree yielding seed. To you it shall be for meat.
To you it shall be for meat. Now,
right.
Now this is for food, but now this is for everything is to be eaten.
Right.
Not smoked.
Right.
Right. You eat trees like meat. Right. There's something in Jamaica called ISUPK food. That's cool. That's fine. Right. That's the part this is why they smoke the marijuana. Right. Abada one, if you wanna say anything or carry one, bubble shy, right? Don't feel shy, right?
Salakia, just to add to your point where you just said, you know what I mean? The Rastafari community them use this scripture to say that, see it, we were given the herbs. You understand? Yeah. But like the officer 5,000, you know what I mean? As I have said, and you need to listen. You understand? This was not talking about for smoke. You understand? This is talk about medicine. And where you do with medicine, you ingest medicine. You understand? Right. For meat. See? Mean right. Food. You understand? You don't smoke your medicine. Anything you smoke is no longer medicine. You understand? You can't smoke weed and things, boy. extract the good chemicals out of the weed into your lungs and your brains. That don't make no sense. You understand? And that is why we say come out of the Rastafari community, because you're being misled. You understand? Slack,
Absolutely correct. And when they bring it to them too, you want to make sure that you have a man read the scripture. I don't know what if you can have a young man at the time, you read it over and over again. Right? So you read it again from the top.
Can. This is the book of Genesis chapter 1 and verse 29, and it says, and God said, behold, I have given you every herb bearing seed, which is
right. But there you go. I'm giving you every herb bearing seed. So do we smoke now? Reading this, do we now smoke the coca leaf?
La.
What about the poppy? Do we now smoke the poppy plant where you get heroin from?
La.
Okay, but so now you know how does that work now? So I'll keep reading.
And Salakia, sir. And everybody know that Cersei is a good herb, you know what I mean? That people drink the tea and them thing there, but nobody smoke the Cersei leaf. You understand?
Right.
Right. So you know what I mean? If you're not smoking the Cersei leaf, why are you smoking the marijuana? You understand, Salakia?
There you go. You got the precept for that already, right? Proverbs, I remember this one right here. Proverbs 16 and 27.
Can.
It was 16 and 27. Just so the people out there are not confused by what we're saying.
Can. This is the book of Proverbs chapter 16 and verse 27, and it says, an ungodly man diggeth up evil.
An ungodly man diggeth up evil, because of course you plant those seeds. Every seed that brings forth fruit, or every herb that bearing every seed, those seeds go under the ground. You dig the ground to go put the seed there.
Right.
But there's another man that dig these seeds up, or the plant of these things, they dig them up for evil. Keep reading.
God. And in his lips there is as a burning fire.
And in his lips, after he does this thing where he digs this plant out of the ground, in his lips there happen to be a fire after he does this thing.
Right.
He takes that tobacco leaf.
God.
Yeah, man. He digs up that tobacco leaf out of the ground. And after that, there's something that he's burning in his mouth. And the Lord called this an ungodly man. And Rastafarians, I know they like Proverbs. Rastafarians love Proverbs, but they don't love this one. They don't read this one right here.
God.
They love the hoary head. You know, they love all that in Proverbs, but they don't like this one right here. Go back to Genesis now. Abada one, if you want to say something, all right? Just go ahead, all right? Your phone is on mute, Abada one. You're on mute.
The scripture that you were reading, was it Ecclesiastes?
Ecclesiasticus.
Ecclesiasticus what?
39:28.
28 to 1.
28 to 30.
All right, THAWADAH.
And the bar. All right. Yeah, those scriptures. I learned those scriptures, man, when I was a trooper, man. Changed my whole perspective on life. You know what I mean?
Hold on. Come again. Ecclesiasticus 8.
39, sir. 39, 28 to 30.
Okay, go on.
Put it back on the screen again, CAD one.
Gunshot.
Barbershop
one
time.
All right, I get it.
He got it. I don't worry about the CAD one. Go ahead.
Gunner one gun. Okay. This is the book of Genesis chapter 1 and verse 30. And to every beast of the earth, and to every fowl of the air, and to everything that creepeth upon the earth, wherein there is life, I have given every green herb for meat.
So every single animal on the earth eats these green plants too.
Right.
These green herbs for meat. Even a lion. When he gets sick, you know what I mean, he will eat some grass to counteract. He don't know why he's doing it, but he'll get sick and he'll eat grass and that will counteract the chemical solution in the stomach
Gone.
to help. All right. Keep reading.
Gunner 1 Con, verse 31. And God saw everything that he had made, and behold, it was very good. And the evening and the morning were the sixth day.
I'm missing something here though. What I'm missing here. Give me back to verse 27 right quick.
Go back to verse 27. Gunner 1 Con, verse 27. So God created man in his own image. In the image of God.
God created man in his own image. All right. So when the Most High said, "Thou shalt not kill, thou shalt not steal. If a man lie with another man, he's supposed to be put to death. His blood shall be upon him." Right. Mankind is supposed to maintain that image, maintain those laws. Keep reading.
God created him.
In the image of God, he created Moses. In the image of God, he created YAHANNA. In the image of God, he created the I.S.U.P.K. under command in YAHANNA. Right? To maintain that image, to live by that law. They call us extremists, man. Abadan, they call us extremists because we believe in the Bible wholeheartedly.
Right.
The reputation, like Shapat Dayak said, the reputation, very good.
Right.
Okay? Keep reading.
Gunner 1 Con. In the image of God created he him, male and female created he them.
No, there you go. Adam wasn't even born yet.
Right.
Adam wasn't born yet. But there were men and women before Adam.
Gone.
He created male and the same way how he made the whales. How do you think those will multiply? Because there's one woman first. There's a woman whale first. Huh? Or the chicken? Who came first? The chicken or the egg?
God.
I don't read about no eggs here.
Right.
You know what I mean? I see male and female. He created them, all the animals. He created the man chicken and the woman chicken, and that man, woman, and chicken made the egg.
Right.
All right. Male and female created the baby. All right. And this is the sixth day, right? So this is 1,000 years of multiplying and man doing the wrong thing and dying and multiplying and all right. So I think we're done on that Abadah one, right?
Right. So he has now created man. All right. So we can pick up again. Hopefully next week we can pick up creation story again, right?
Gone, sir.
All right.
Anytime you're ready, Abadah one. You know what I mean?
All right. Yeah, man. We have to continue creation story. I don't know. We have to let our people know that there were man and there were people before Adam and Eve, which is why which of them when Cain killed Abel, he went into what, the land of Nod and found a wife. So we'll get into that, not today. So any last word before we close out?
Yeah, because they said it. He went to the land of Nod and found a wife because male and female created he them.
Them, right. And he also gave them the order to be fruitful and multiply. Right there in Genesis 1.
That's right.
Right. So that's it. So with that, we pass the class to Priest and Officer Kayadwan. Officer Kayadwan, we're going to just close out the security announcement. And we're going to join the Canada podcast.
Gone, sir.
All right. I don't know if Officer Azab have the time for one more 1 hour show with Canada.
Yeah, man. Invite me, man.
All right. So we send you the link.
Come on, THAWADAH. Appreciate that.
Over to you, Officer Kayadwan.
Gunner 1 Con, and with that, clap it up. Israel, I'm Ajum Shabbat. We're gonna give one salute to the teacher. Men of Israel.
Slakia. We only say teacher if it's a general.
Okay.
Right? If it's not a general, it's just one courtesy salute.
All right, gone. No sweat. Gone, sir. Men of Israel, I'm Adim Shabbat. I'm Adim. Barak. Yahweh Basham Yahweh Shai Brakathum.
Yahweh Shai Brakathum.
Yaramata, Sar, which means to turn. We're going to give one courtesy salute to the sisters. Men of Israel, I'm Adim Shabbat. I'm Adim. Barak. Yahweh Shamar Alathon Basham Yahweh Shai. Yaramata, class dismissed.
All right, so just close out. There was to read the security announcement anyway, but just close out.
Okay, yes, sir. All right, with that, like, share, you know the thing already. If you have questions, just put your questions in the chat. You know what I mean? Shalom.